Hello everyone, welcome to Femme Forces. This is Nikita Murarka, the co-founder of Jigar Nikita. Today I have with me an illustrious panel of guests who've not just made significant impact in their field, but have broken stereotypes one woman at a time. Let me introduce you to the panel. First up, we have Mohini Sharma, the founder of Mrs.India, a mammoth of a platform for Indian married women. We have Anushka Nandani, the founder of The Tribe, a one-of-a-kind fitness studio. Manpreet Dhody, the chef and founder of Wholesome, famously known for their grazing tables, and Harlin Sachdeva, the founder of House of Makeup, the beauty queen, one of the clean makeup brands of India. Let me tell you, ladies, you look gorgeous today, and thank you for joining this conversation. Since we are talking about beauty and we've put ourselves out there on social media, what is your definition of beauty, Mohini?
Firstly, Nikita, thank you so much for having us here. And the reason you're looking amazing and beautiful, thanks for your couture, amazing collection, amazing creativity. And yeah, we are already feeling top of the world. Well, beauty and fashion has to go hand in hand. And if you ask me about the definition of beauty, I think beauty is about being fearless. Beauty is being vulnerable. Beauty is having that strength to take that leap of faith, and that's how we've been breaking stereotype with the beauty.
Absolutely. That's an amazing answer. Anushka?
So for me, beauty is just feeling fit, comfortable, and I think healthy in your mind and your body. So for me, that's what beauty is.
Great.
So I think each one of us has so beautifully put together the definition of beauty. I think for me, it's a combination of everything, from your fitness to using clean makeup, feeling clean inside. And at the end of the day, it's just about being graceful. Be graceful in your athleisure, be graceful in your clothes that you wear at home, or be graceful in these beautiful attires that you've dressed us in today.
Absolutely. Harleen?
For me, beauty is to be yourself and to be confident and feel confident in what you're wearing and what you're putting on your skin. So yeah, that's what beauty is to me.
Great. So guys, since we are talking about breaking stereotypes, I come from a financial background. I was pursuing my chartered accountancy and then started this flagship store. And now we have a family of more than 300 plus artisans. So tell me the kind of stereotypes you girls broke while you all were, creating your career paths.
When we talk about Mrs. India are the ladies who are married with kids, juggling with their profession, with their career, and at the same time they're on this path of rediscovering of themselves. And it is definitely a big task to take that leap of faith, because I don't want to put down anyone, but then Indian society is not very much supportive when it comes to these kind of leap. But when women take that first step, when she believes in her dream, and when she's all out there,
That's so beautiful.
that is beautiful. And I think that's where the new life starts. And we always say that when you participate at Mrs. India, it's like a second innings.
Wow.
So that's how I have seen ladies breaking stereotypes. And sometimes they do change their line of career, sometimes they balance it, sometimes they gain the fame and recognition and do better in their career. So that's what I have experienced and I've seen in India.
Commendable.
So for me, at least, if you talk about gyms previous decades back, you will always see predominantly male coaches, male trainers. So being a female trainer myself and a female fitness space owner, I think for me that's a big step forward. And it is, in a way, kind of breaking the stereotype and a glass ceiling as well.
Amazing.
I think one of the things for me and in my industry, chefs, if you see chefs a decade ago were just men. Every five-star restaurant or a fancy hotel would just have men as the face. At Wholesome, we're about 80% women, and all the leading roles are women. And the second thing is that we don't really look at which college did you go to or which university do you graduate from. You don't even have to go to a culinary school to be a part of Wholesome. And again, 80-85% of my team members are non-culinary background, and we still whip up, I think, the best tables in the city. So,
Fascinating.
Well, I don't think I've broken any stereotype. I believe that, if there's a job that needs to be done, regardless of the gender, you just have to pull your sleeves up and be ready to get your hands dirty and just go for it. You just need to be immensely passionate to do and believe in your dreams.
So guys, fashion industry or fashion in general, it changes with a blink of an eye. So what is your current go-to style, Harlin?
I usually opt for classic silhouettes and classic combination of colors, but of recent I've seen my wardrobe has a lot of pastel colors. So that's my go-to color. For style, it's usually simple, classic, wear pants and shirt. And when I'm going out for events, it's usually either a sari or this is lovely.
Wow.
So something like this for sure.
Yeah, great, amazing. Manpreet?
So I think if you give me a chance, I would love to just layer everyday wear. I want to be comfortable, and with the kind of roles that you have to play, jump from your gym to your workshop, from your workshop to your kitchen, to back into your office. I would love to, break this down, probably just wear this and a nice jacket and some really cool pants.
Wow.
Or use your sari and drape it like a ghagra. And at the end,
doing that.
yeah. And so it has to be multiple layers for me. Usually it's like a jacket with like a sports bra and loose pants, so you can just
very
change
casual,
one thing
casual, yeah.
and you're set for any event or any occasion.
Right. Anushka?
So I think it's been a while since I've been dressed like this, maybe directly after my own wedding. And what I've come to realize is everything goes with a sports bra. So I think that's like my go-to style, pair a sports bra with everything.
Wow.
Almost same. I don't remember when did I wear sari last time. And this is really beautiful. I think I should wear it often. Well, you need to have that kind of occasion though. But I'm a very safe player. I have always preferred colors like black, grey.
I'm a classic person
white.
myself. I'm very boring with my color palette choices.
Is it?
At least, yeah.
It makes you feel very safe and very
Yeah,
protected
very
because you don't want to experiment. And I think my personality is quite edgy, so I generally prefer blazers or just a crop top and denim. So easy, very easy and safe.
Since we all are talking about the garments, so this is our first luxury pret, capsule collection. What do you think of it, the garments that you've worn?
So it's graceful, obviously, and black being the safest color, so I'm enjoying this color. Also, at the same time, I think it's highlighting or it's accentuating my powerful personality. So this is what I feel.
Amazing. Anushka?
So I think the outfit just feels very me. I just feel very comfortable when I'm wearing it, and I just feel it really encapsulated my personality. So I think that's a big up to this outfit.
Wow. Manpreet?
For me, it's like a winter wonderland, frozen kind of vibe. So I looked at this outfit a few days ago and I'm like, that's it. I did not even scroll down.
Wow.
And again, as I said, you could just mix, match and have fun with it.
Right. Harlin, what do you
I
think?
love the fit. It makes me feel very confident. For me, the fitting of a garment is very, very important.
Right.
So the fit is amazing, the embroidery, the pearl work is amazing. So I feel really, really pretty.
Thank you so much, Arvind. Thank you so much. So as we all know, businesses are ever evolving and the competition is getting denser day by day. So what is your mantra to stay relevant or rather avoid stagnation? Harlin?
So for me, Nikita, I'm a product person. I like to keep my head down, focus on the product, focus on the innovation, and try to better every product launch that we do. And that takes care of everything. So it won't really bother myself with the amount of competitors are coming in the market or that are there in the present ecosystem. I just like to focus on my work, not think too much about it.
So like a great product is
Just a great product. I think you build a great company with a great product, marketing follows, but a product is the key and the heart and the soul of everything.
agreed.
Yeah.
Manpreet?
I feel competition is great. It helps you push your boundaries, push further, create new. The times you get very stagnant by being the best or being among the top best. And when you see people who are trying to do similar things like you do, it always, there's that little fear that if you don't work harder, somebody else may do better and even better than you. So I think that's great. And at the end of the day, all of us are artists, Your art is never going to go anywhere. If people are creating similar things like you, you create better.
pushes you to innovate as
Yeah,
well.
it does.
True. Yeah. Anushka?
So we at the tribe very strongly believe that we grow together, we move together. So I think competition in the fitness field only means there are more people getting fitter.
Yeah.
It's boosting the fitness industry, which I see as a win-win. So
Yeah.
more competition, the better. We grow together.
That's a great way to look at it.
Competition is good as far as it's ethical, it's fair, because as you mentioned, that a lot of competitors, they try to copy you. What are you up to and what is your driving force? It's your vision. And creative people, they generally have big vision, big manifestation. So I feel that has always been my driving fuel. And there are people definitely who keep entering the market, who keep exiting the market. Only thing differs is maybe they are looking at us, trying to copy us, whereas we, the ace of the market, have the bigger vision.
Great. So guys, since we are talking about, competition, it's so stressful around us. How do you guys decompress and how do you rejuvenate yourself? Anushka, we'll start with you.
So I try to find pockets of time where I can take little trips with my husband, with my family, with my friends. And also the most important day, the Sunday, where it's me and my couch and that's it. So that is my de-stress day.
Great. Manpreet?
I think when it comes to taking time off, I'm like a bear. I hibernate 6 months a year. So I was just telling them, I said, I'm in India 3 months and then I'm back to the States for 3 months. That's the time I sleep for 16, 18 hours. I work for 18 hours here, but as I said, for me, it's like you work, hustle. And then you take your time off and just don't feel guilty about it. So that's my...
That is very important, to not feel guilty.
Exactly.
About it. Yeah. Harlin?
I take weekends off, and yeah, just like Anushka, I take pockets of time during the year, maybe 1 or 2 vacations with my family. Yeah, that's about it.
Mohini?
So I'm a music lover. I go for these concerts and gigs. That's where I kind of, get stress-free and rejuvenate. So yeah, that's my time.
Right. When Jigar and I, we started with an initial investment of 15 lakhs and there were so many struggles during our journey of entrepreneurship. So I just wanted to know, how did you guys start? What was it like meeting investors? And when did your business break even? Just tell me something about that. Harlin?
So my business is very capital intensive. And initially I invested my savings. So I bootstrapped it for a while. But the nature of business does require, capital infusion at regular amount of times. So luckily and fortunately, I met my seed investor, but trust me, it wasn't easy. Women founders find it very difficult to raise investment, especially in the pre-revenue, early growth stage.
Stages,
Yes, absolutely, it was difficult. My mantra is to not accept defeat. Go for the 100 investor meeting if required. And fortunately found some really good investors who believe in the vision, who support the company. And for break even, we broke even last year and now we're EBITDA positive.
Amazing.
So yeah.
Manpreet?
So I think my company is slightly more different there compared to other brands because we're not selling food, we are selling an experience. And for that, you have to be very mindful about your expenses. We started the company about 3.5 years ago from my studio apartment with 2 employees. And now we are about 75 of us. But each day we are so particular about where we spend our money. We could have just hired the fanciest of kitchens and, started with a bang, etc. But we built assets, we built our spaces, we built our kitchens. And it took us about 1.5 years to break even. But till date, if I have to go outside and pitch for investment, it does scare me because as she rightly says, it's slightly more difficult for women and slightly more difficult if you don't have a product. But here we are after 3.5 years, no godfathers in the industry, absolutely no money taken from investors or friends and family, and I think we're doing good.
Amazing. Anushka?
So I think for us, our initial expense was minute. It was just basically our Zoom subscription because we were a virtual setup from our homes in our living rooms, taking classes.
And that was during the
That
lockdown.
was during the peak lockdown of 2020. We were only virtual. And I think as we grew very organically from our homes is when Kriti Sanan started training with us. She had gained enough weight for her role in Mini. And she shared all of that weight training with us.
Okay.
And I think she saw something very organic. She could relate to us. She enjoyed herself while she was training. And that's when we took conversations with her forward. And she not only came in as an investor, but she's also our fourth partner now. So what we've always believed in from everything that's happened so naturally is, I think, just be very true to your nature of your business. Continue being passionate and things will just happen.
Very inspiring. Mohini?
So I almost spent a decade of my life in banking sector where I did my banking and insurance.
Wow.
Well, it didn't suit me well. I tried my best to stay there, but this, bolte na keeda hota hai, there was this fire and passion inside me which was alive. And back then Gladrax was the banner where Mrs.
Right,
India and
yes.
Miss India used to happen. I was the winner of Mrs. India in 2016.
Wow.
And I got a chance to represent India at Mrs. World. Unfortunately, in 2016, I couldn't win the Mrs. World title, but that dream was so alive and I was so stuck on that dream. I couldn't move on. I accepted the loss because it was one of the glorious losses. Now when I look back, I think that was the most glorious loss because I couldn't move on. And that's when I thought that मेरे बाद अगर कोई भी female जाएगी तो वो मेरी तरह खाली हाथ नहीं
This was
आएगी.
very personal.
This was very personal, very personal. Definitely when I started with a capital of 20 lakhs, which I had saved from my banking job.
Right.
But it was the biggest risk of my life because I was leaving everything behind and I was stepping into a whole new arena. 2019 was a first year. 2020 COVID came in and I wasn't even sure if I'll be able to do my season 2, season 3, season
Same.
4.
We
and
started the flagship store in 2019 and 2020 COVID. I think most of us.
Yeah.
it's
that
been
has
very
been the
Yeah.
biggest
Yeah.
challenge for all of us.
Yeah.
And 2022, 20, there was this girl, Navdeep Kaur, who represented India, who won Mrs. India title. She couldn't win the world. And then we had, after Navdeep, we had Sargam Kaushal, who went for Mrs. World. And finally, after 4 years, we could win the Mrs. World title.
Wow.
I think that was my break-even. Because that was my purpose. And hence, I keep talking about vision and purpose. Because when you have a strong vision and purpose, that's what really drives you. And as you mentioned, the defeat, you
Never
have
give
to
up.
take. I had no option. I took once, I took twice, I took thrice. But I think the never giving attitude,
Yeah.
I didn't give up and I went on and on.
You need to have iron will to like go through all the
Yeah.
obstacles.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So since we are talking about this, tell me, what is your role model or what's your inspiration like? What keeps you guys going? Mohini?
My mom has been the strongest woman I've ever seen in my life. And I think my mom is the biggest role model. She's always there, whether it's my personal life, whether it's my professional life. I think she is the one.
Anushka?
So mine is my grandfather-in-law, Mr. Madhukar Talwalkar.
Wow.
Because I think he single-handedly changed the fitness game in India. And he made people realize how important it is to work out. To this very day, he is 90 years old. He will not go to bed without working out.
Wow.
So every time I see that, and I only see one word, which is no excuses. If you can train every day at 90, you can do anything. So I think
Absolutely.
that's the person I look up to every day.
Wow.
I think it's for me, it's always been the different women in my life who I've worked with. I had very, very strong leaders and bosses as I was growing up and working through hotels. I spent a decade working with hotels and then moved to working at the retail section. Fortunately, I've always had very strong women bosses in my life and leaders, from the smallest things of how do you treat your team to how do you manage your work-life balance, to how do you grow, to how do you grow with the team. Everything was taught to me by the women in my life. And, it's very strange. I have a very, very young team. Most of them are under 25, and almost everybody's my role model because they are the ones who are building this company.
But
They
how
are
is
the
it
ones-
dealing with the Gen Z then?
It's amazing. As I said, I know our times were very different and we were like very focused, etc. All
Right.
of that. But I think Gen Zs, they come with a very, very new approach to life.
absolutely.
And some of them are difficult, I must say, but some are great. They show you a perspective you didn't know. They'll show ideas, and they are so fierce. They are just not scared of anything. You fire them today, they'll have 10 jobs. So I love that about them, and I think each one of them teaches me a lot, and they're all my role models.
Wow. Harlin?
For me, it's always been my parents. My parents have hustled really hard to give all my brothers and me the best life. And so I really look up to them. And I think whoever I am today and whoever I'll be tomorrow and in future, I owe them everything. And I look up to them. So they're my role models always.
For me too, it's my father. Even till today, I remember the one saying that he told me. It goes in Hindi. It's like धीरे धीरे रे मना धीरे सब कुछ होए माली सींचे सौगड़ा ऋतु आए तो फल होए. That means it teaches you the importance of patience. No matter the gardener will water the plants 100 times, but some things will unfold only when the time is right. So keep your efforts going and your time will come. So that's a story for all of us, I feel.
I want to take a moment and say sorry to my parents because I did not mention them. I think they're always there. Sorry.
So, girls, tell me, how do you plan on taking your businesses forward? What are your growth aspirations for the enterprises? Mohini?
My platform has definitely, I started with Mrs.India with the intention of getting the Mrs. World crown in India after 21 years because first winner was Aditi Govardhan,
Right.
and then finally after 21 years we got another crown, the second crown. But with time I have understood my platform is more about transformation, is more about ladies rediscovering themselves. And that's what I aim for. I would want to get into tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, to each and every female who's dreaming, who's looking on the screen and she thinks that even I can be the one. Not only walk the ramp, but also at the same time explore the world in her own way. So yeah.
I almost have goosebumps. Anushka?
So we want India to be a very, very fit and healthy country. So we're trying to start one studio at a time. We're in Juhu right now, and the next step for us is another tribe in Bandra coming very soon. So that is something exciting that we're planning
And
to do
you
soon.
know all of us are coming.
Absolutely. You have already 4 prospective ladies coming to me.
Absolutely, count me in.
Yes, Harlin.
So we relaunched the brand in June, and this year we plan to add another 40 plus SKUs.
Wow.
We'll still be online this year. Next year we plan to go offline
Oh.
and have our exclusive stores, EBOs, and maybe be present in other lifestyle stores as well. So that's the immediate plan. If you talk about 5 years, definitely want to put India on the global map.
Right.
We look up to international makeup brands and we think, okay, they are the world-class makeup brands, and we're very fascinated by those international brands. I definitely want to put India on the map.
Yeah, while we were researching on your brand, we came across that this is one of the very few clean Indian makeup brands,
Yeah.
who's following European standards. So
Yeah,
kudos
yeah.
to you on that.
Thank you.
Manpreet?
So, my company has 3 verticals. One is a gifting vertical, which is, fancy gift hampers, etc. The second one is like grazing tables and catering. The third one, which is very close to my heart and which is more like a passion project, is a cooking studio. Because, as I said, almost 80% of my team, none of them have a culinary background. And there are many startups like ours. There are many women in different parts of the country who attend my online workshops, who attend my offline workshops. And, when they send me pictures of, hey, you know what? This is the cheese platter I sold and this is my first income. That kind of touches me. And I think you don't need a degree to be a chef. None of our mothers had degrees in being a chef, right?
Absolutely.
And they are the best cooks we know. So that's something, that's a way that we want to give it back to everything that is making our business successful. We want to give it back to the world by teaching more and more people in different parts of the country, in different parts of the world.
And they have great sushi making classes
Oh, yes.
too.
Please come.
So lastly, I just want you guys to give me one great advice for young professionals who are so ambiguous about the roles they want to take up in their careers. Harlin?
So I think you really need to follow your passion and be very focused. Have that iron will, not give up no matter how many obstacles come. Be determined, using different adjectives to say the same thing.
Perseverance is
Yes,
the key.
but just go for it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you will find your path and you will be on track.
Okay.
I think there is no right day to start. Just start. You might not have the resources, you might not have the team, you might not have anybody but you. Just hustle hard and start. Because we often keep waiting for the right time. Oh, when I have the capital, when I have my machinery, when I have my people. It's never going to happen. You have to build it. So I think just go for it. Work hard in your 20s so you can relax in your 30s a little bit.
Mohini?
So, taking from my experience, don't be afraid to fail because you will fail. You will have to pick yourself up,
Right.
and that's when you will really, really know you've made it.
Every now and then.
Every now and then. Like
Absolutely.
life will throw you down, and that's when you pick yourself up. Also, if you feel very, very passionately about something, if it's something you're thinking about on a daily basis, that is your path. It is scary, but it
But
will
that's
reward
your
you
calling.
at some point in life. So just go for it, and while you do so, keep your near and dear ones close. I think for me,
very
having
important.
that support is just inexplicable. So keep your near ones close to you while you do that.
Absolutely. Mohini?
I believe there is never a winning or losing. Either you win or you learn. And more you lose, more you gain experience. More you gain experience, higher chances of you winning is in the future. So yeah, to summarize the whole thing, just take that leap of faith and move ahead. Things will fall in place.
Thank you so much, ladies. I think with this we come to an end to this conversation. Thank you so much for making time out from your busy schedules. I'm so grateful, and this was such an enriching conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you
so much
for
for having
having
us.
us.
Thank you.